So Sam, thank you so much for joining us. You're head of marketing at Keith Prowse, one of our long-term clients, and thank you for that. Just tell us briefly, what is Keith Prowse for those that don't know?
So Keith Prowse is the UK's largest hospitality provider. So we're lucky enough to work across a large number of sporting stadia exclusively for rights holders like the All England Club at Wimbledon, and the RFU at Twickenham, and various others across cricket and horse racing and other sporting events.
Fantastic. And obviously, blimey, what an 18 months. Give us a quick snapshot of what it's actually been like at Keith Prowse.
Well, I should say hell, but of course that's not the answer that you're looking for. It's been fluid, and I think we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot about our customers. I think, to blow our own trumpet, I think we were transparent, we were honest, we relied heavily on our website. We created very factually accurate cancellation policies, so our customers were in no doubt about where they stood financially. Every event was cancelled, so we had to lift and shift thousands of customers, and credit to the team, very small team, because the majority who were on furlough, they talked to our customers, they engaged, and a large percentage of those people that booked in 20 were transferred across to 21. So yes, it was an interesting year, and it's like, I liken it to childbirth. The day after, you sort of forget about it, but the pain of the last 18 months is still with us, but onwards and upwards, and the future, as they say, is looking very rosy.
Great, it's great to hear. And obviously we kept on working together through those 18 months with both the PR and SEO teams.
Absolutely.
Give us an idea of how you were working with the teams and what you were getting out of both those teams during the ups and downs of that time.
Absolutely. So firstly, it was fantastic that the teams were still working so that we could continue that dialogue. We have a content-driven strategy anyway, so that helps us very much from an SEO perspective. We reached out to sporting legends and various other sort of professional bodies to help create some of the content that people wanted to read, because suddenly website visitors were off the Richter scale because more people were spending time at home. So that divergence from desktop to mobile. But content generally is what kept us afloat. And because we weren't selling anything, we really started to talk to our customers and engage with them around future-proofing the business, getting more of a feel of what they wanted, what they would like us to do differently. So it was a really positive scenario, to be fair. So that was more on the SEO side. From PR, it was creating that thought leadership content. So it was more around, from a hospitality perspective, to help us look at areas of focus that perhaps in a busy year we don't get time to do. So looking at food at Twickenham, for example, looking at the suppliers, looking at provenance and various key messages that the team were really good at turning into pieces that our customers wanted to read. It was less around media, to be fair, more around that content piece, so that we've got quite a bit in the bag now as we get busier that we can call upon.
And it's interesting you say, in a way, it's brought you closer to your customer. And do you think that's going to impact some of the plans that you put in place for Keith Prowse and from a marketing communications perspective?
No, I don't think it will impact per se, but we have created new products based on the feedback that we receive from them. So we launched a couple of months ago the Treehouse at Wimbledon, which is totally different type of product. I think a year ago, so we might have said there was an element of risk. But I think we're fairly confident that what we're doing is in line with our customers' needs. But we've got a totally different demographic. Customers, like all of us, we've spent time at home, we've saved money, we haven't been out and spending it. And I think customers want to buy into experiences more than physical things. So whilst we have a very strong and loyal B2B customer base, our B2C strategy is starting to work well, because products are very much consumer-based as well as business-based.
So there's been that pent-up demand, and it's come roaring back, I hope, in terms of people seeking out those experiences.
Wouldn't that be wonderful? It's slow and steady. I think if I were to make one thing we've noticed as we're back into business as normal, if there is such a thing as normal, the lead times for our events is much shorter than perhaps once upon a time was the case. We've got Autumn Internationals starting 6th of November. Whilst we're nearly sold out, We are seeing more sort of sales come closer, that sort of 6-week lead time, which has some complexities in terms of ticket versus hospitality, but it's doing exceptionally well, as our website, which shows real-time stock, is telling the story. But definitely less of the year out, which obviously provides a level of confidence that perhaps isn't currently there.
Yeah.
But.
And do you think the product will fundamentally change in terms of how you're productizing, how you're marketing it, or what's the big difference, do you think?
On the whole, I don't think it will change. I mean, yes, as I mentioned, the Treehouse is no fixed seating, no fixed timed agenda. It's based on a totally different younger audience that like to come and go, like to have that Instagram moment, like to meet people in a fluid arrangement. The food that they want to consume is totally different. So we've brought in Tom Sellers from Restaurant Story because he's very different, innovative. But we have Michelle Roux in the Lawn, who's been with us. He and the Roux family have supported us for years brilliantly, and that product is exceptionally successful and selling really well. So it's fluid. I think we're adopting trends. The food that we serve in some of our facilities is different, but on the whole, I think the product base that we had was strong and is continuing to be so.
In terms of plans for the next 12 months, you've mentioned quite a few things that are in the pipeline. How do you plan to put that plan together, and how do you want to work with the agencies over the next sort of 12 months?
I think the agencies that we work with, and specifically Reply, we have a very strong relationship. So we have a strategy in place already. That strategy evolves, but they buy into that strategy and we're delivering against it. So it's a very positive thing. We're very open. We have a very open relationship. If we are managing PPC, for example, and the PPC doesn't perform as we expect it to perform, we're very honest enough to ask questions, and the team here are exceptionally good at providing those answers. But I can't see that we're going to do much differently other than continue to work in a very positive way and deliver the results that we have been, and touch wood, continue to do so.
Yeah, well, it's been fantastic to support you through the last 18 months. And again, thanks for supporting us as well.
No, reciprocal.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam.